Hello and welcome to the next episode of the Joe Martin Show. Today I am here with Archer O. So can you guys introduce yourselves?
How's it going? We're Archer O.
Hey.
My name is Archie.
Hey, I'm Diego.
I'm Pedro.
Juan.
So how did you guys all meet up together? Like, I know some of you guys started with high school, I believe, right?
Yeah,
All
we
of us.
we all met in high school. Yeah, we all went to the same high school. We were all in the same grade.
How did you guys become a band? Because I think it's one thing knowing people who play music, but then it's a whole different thing making that leap to saying, hey, let's make a band.
Well, like Juan and I would jam sometimes, just because like I knew that like he played guitar, and that was just kind of separate. And then I had like the whole like solo project thing at first, and I knew Pedro was in percussion in marching band, so I asked him
Oh,
to
shit.
Yeah, so I asked him to play drums with me, and he's like, I don't know how to play drum set. And I'm like, neither do I, but I have this drum set, so let's learn. And so then it was Pedro and I, and then I asked Juan to join, and then eventually, I asked Diego to join, and then we were kind of all, that's when we kind of really got started.
How did you guys go from like doing the backyard shows? Because I know you started off, everybody starts off with backyard shows. How did you go from that to like start doing these tours? Because it was crazy seeing you guys go everywhere.
It's kind of like just grinding and stuff. Like we did the backyard shows, and then like eventually we would get offered like maybe like a slightly better show, and then really like the Red Pears, they kind of took notice of us, and they kind of gave us a lot of our opportunities. So like we just did like a national tour, a headlining national tour that we wouldn't have been able to do without the Red Pears inviting us on their national tour the year prior, or Southwest tour that they did back in 2020 with us.
Yeah, that's exciting because the first way I found out about you guys was when Cameron reached out to me to get you guys. This was like back in December, and I started like listening to your music afterwards. And I want to ask you some questions. On your first album, there was a song called Fireside. I really enjoyed that song, the lyrics to it. It's very different from your other music. How did that happen?
That was when it was like when Archer O was like a solo project. So like I wrote that song. I was like 15 or 16 when I was like 16 when I wrote that song, and I was kind of like, I feel like back then like the songs were they were more like singer songwritery, like they were wordy, because like maybe I felt like I had something to say back then. Back then I was just kind of like sad and like angsty, I guess.
It actually like goes in with the memes that were going on recently on TikTok about how like Mexicans love the Smiths, the Cure, and someone else. Like there's like that passionate thing where like for us we have Vicente Fernandez, like that longing, that romance, all that stuff. You guys have that in your music.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Another thing I liked about you guys, besides just the music itself, was your performance online. Your performance when you were here in McAllen, because I tend to be a person who not only like appreciates musicians, but also like when you have a stage presence, you guys each have your own personality. So Archie, you go really crazy. Pedro, when you jumped on the drums with Shirley Temple, that was pretty crazy.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
That's cool.
No, it's like exciting because my background's also in percussion. So like when I see a drummer go crazy, it's like, oh shit, this is great.
Yeah, no, it's like you said, it's all just about the presence. Like I think the biggest thing that like Archie and I would bond over was just the fact that like when we watch people or when we play, like we don't want to look boring, or we don't want to look like it's boring. I don't know. We just like we definitely, the reason why we got enamored or like in love with like live music is because we saw the people that we liked and the way they perform and like they put on a show. So we tried to, I guess like take that into our own sort of way, and
it's an influence.
And have that come out, because we just don't want it to seem like we're bored or anything. We're definitely we're always in it when we're performing.
And the fact that you guys keep this performance, like this presence on for like what, an hour set, right?
Yeah.
Or how long was the set again? Yeah, like the fact you guys keep it on for so long.
We did an hour.
Yeah.
Damn. Whoa.
Sorry, I have a dog.
It's okay. And then when it comes to each of you has your own personality. From what I saw on TikTok, why did you put that battery next to yourself, to your piercing?
Juan?
Why did I do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, why?
Explain yourself.
Why would you do that, Juan?
It seemed like a good idea at the time. I don't know.
Curiosity.
How bad was it?
It was kind of I'm trying to avoid saying the word shocky, you know. But I think that was it didn't really hurt. It was just kind of you know, unexpected. Yeah, it was startling.
Yeah. My God. And
I thought it'd be funny. I don't know.
No, it was. I mean, oh my God. And when it comes to like each of you again, with Diego, I think you came out like the really like the intellect type person, because we talked for a little bit, and you really have like this, I guess, like academic type vibe with you. Is that fair to say or no?
Yeah, no, yeah, I'm an academic, so yeah, that's fair. Yeah,
He's a scholar.
The scholar.
The scholar.
yeah,
Yeah, because I think when it comes to the band, each of you have to have your individual like personalities, but then also somehow fit in cohesively as a collective, which is the band.
no, yeah, definitely.
Mm. And so, can you guys tell me about the tour? How did that go?
It was really fun. There was like moments where like we were like, this sucks because we were like on the road for a long time, but like ultimately, like, I don't know, it's just really cool being with each other and playing shows every night and like getting to meet all these cool people, and like there's some people that are like really, really like appreciative and grateful for our music, and I think that's super cool. And like in turn, we're also appreciative and grateful for anybody who listens and supports. And it's like places that would surprise us where there's people listening. It's really crazy. I don't know. It's awesome going out there.
Mm. Yeah. How did you eventually like reach the point where you knew you could do a national tour?
Our booking agent Cameron, he's the one that kind of convinced us that we could do that.
Yeah.
So like we went to go support the Red Pears, and our booking agent he was like, well, you can do it on your own now too. And we're like, I don't know. And he's like, no, just go see for yourself.
Yeah, it was a convincing, I think. Just and he's a smart guy, so I feel like just after having the conversation, we were like, all right, well, yeah, like, and yes, I mean, I think even on the road, it was cool to be like I think at a certain point we were like in like New York or somewhere like on the other side of the country, we were like, oh dang, we're like in the middle of it, like we're it was a lot of like, oh, we're doing this, realizations going
you're like
through.
on the exact opposite of the side of the US.
Yeah. At least for us, we're being in California too. It's like the very like Southern California. It's like the hypotenuse of the United States. Yeah, it's the long end of it. So yeah, we were like, I think driving wise, it was like 30 hours or something. I don't know how far it was from home, but we were far away from home at least. So that's always crazy to think about.
How did you guys survive the trips like throughout the tour?
We're built for this. Like it's just something I guess that we're used to, just because we were taught by the Red Pears, how to tour, I guess, like them at least, which is kind of like, making sure we have like snacks, sleeping in the van, staying limber by exercising.
Yeah, there's for sure. There's like systems to it,
Like what?
Like well, the big one for me, like the huge one for me, was keeping everything nice and tidy, not being messy or dirty or nothing.
That definitely helps, and even if the rest of us are trying to keep the van as dirty as possible, it definitely helps, and it's definitely something that's appreciated, because it's one less thing to worry about. Because like when you're on the road and you're tired and you're hungry, like it is really frustrating going into like a van that's all cluttered and like full of like food scraps or like clothes or something. And
just somebody else's like belongings in your area, it can get a little frustrating. So like keeping tidy, and then like driving is always going to be dangerous, especially if you're tired. And when we got shows that are like 5 hours apart, 6 hours apart, and it's from one day to the next, and we have no choice but to like drive throughout the night, and and you're tired, so we had like implemented like a little driving rotation, so that at all times there's somebody driving, but there's always somebody awake with the driver, you know, and then somebody resting. Whoever's up next to drive is resting, just so that there's no, you know, accidents.
Damn. And then I seen you guys were driving during like the snowy days, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was crazy. Yeah.
We got caught in a snowstorm on our way to Utah.
Oh,
Apparently, it was like the worst one that Utah's ever seen,
Damn.
and like
Damn.
that
Locals.
was just the one we happened to get on our way
Damn.
over there.
the luck. Because didn't you guys also get lucky with your last tour where you guys finished before COVID hit, right?
Oh, that was 2 tours ago. Yeah, like it was with the Red Paris when we were supporting. We came back like right as everything started shutting down.
Yeah.
Damn.
That was so wild.
Would you say it was like it was like Ant-Man? It was like Ant-Man when he comes back.
Oh yeah, because like everything, because like everything was like different. We were like, what happened?
Yeah.
How was that, anyways?
That tour with the Red Paris was really fun.
Yeah.
That was like our first tour I think ever. So like it was really cool. We were really fortunate to be on a good one for our first
Oh yeah.
for our first tour. You
How
know,
did that
just touring
happen?
the Southwest. Like I said, the Red Pears, they took notice of us. They kind of scouted us a little bit. They took notice of us playing the backyards and what the kind of response we were getting, and they, I guess it kind of reminded them of themselves a bit. So like they kind of they asked us to open up for them at the Glass House, and then they asked us to open up for them again at the Constellation Room. And like from then on, like we became like really good friends with them, and then they asked us to tour with them that first time, the Southwest. So that was really cool.
Well, how did it differ? I guess touring from your actual, like, I guess your thoughts or your preconceived thoughts before, and then how did it differ, like, from the reality of touring?
Well, like the first time that we went, we learned a lot,
Oh yeah.
and I learned that it's like just how physically like demanding it is. Like it's really like, even if like most of the time you're just kind of like driving in a car, it's like you're tired a lot of the time, and like I think every tour I've always like lost my voice in the beginning of them, just because like, you know, it's kind of hard to gauge like how hard to go, and so yeah, I guess like that first tour with the Red Pears was really bad because I didn't even know how to warm up or anything like that, so I lost my voice pretty quickly on that one, and yeah, so just being tired and just,
No, yeah, because you have a very very powerful voice, and it's like, how would you say, it's not how would you describe the texture of your voice? Because it's kind of like not scratchy. I don't think that's the right word. Like, it's, I guess, gritty. Is that the word?
I guess at times it can be like when I really push. I feel like it's pretty smooth a lot of the times, and like I feel like I end up singing lower than what my speaking voice is, and then like when I yell is kind of when it's got like the little bit more grit to it.
That's what just kind of surprised me, because when we first spoke at McKellen, like, you have a very soft voice, and then when you hear yourself singing on stage, it's kind of like, oh shit, like, where does that voice come from?
Where's that coming from?
yeah, where's that coming from?
I know I feel different when like I play. I'm like, that's not me. Like I feel like a dork and stuff. Like I feel like I'm kind of nerdy. So like I don't know.
What about the rest of you guys?
What about us?
There's a lot to say about you guys.
What? Say again?
There's a lot to say about you guys. Basically, how did you guys like get to your instrument and join the band? I want to hear your actual backstory.
Backstory.
Mhm.
All right. Okay, I'll go first. Sure.
Mhm.
So like, I was actually more of a guitar player.
Mhm.
Like I just play guitar, you know, and well, like when I joined, when I started playing with Archie and Pedro, it was on guitar, you know, for like a few shows. But I don't know, I wasn't really into bass a whole lot. But then they asked me to play bass, and you know, it's like, if you can play guitar, you can play bass. So I you know, just hopped on. It was simple enough. And then after, you know, a few years would pass, and like the only time I would ever play the bass is during the shows, you know, like play the shows, and then at home I'd just be playing guitar. But after a while, I started really taking to bass, and now it's like, they're like equally as fun to me now. So now I would consider myself like an actual, like a legit bassist, But yeah, the bass playing, it came from playing guitar, just wanting to learn how to play the strings,
Mm-hmm. And next, Pedro.
I don't know. I guess music's always just been interesting to me, and that stuff, I guess, I didn't really act on it like fully up until like high school. So like when I was like 14, 15, and I joined marching band, and when I did that, I joined initially as a mallet percussion. So I would play like marimba and xylophone and stuff like that, and it was that to me seemed pretty cool, and like I got to read music, and it's essentially like a big piano that you hit or whatever. But that stuff, I guess, was like rudimentary in terms of like, I guess, getting me, I get probably ready for this without knowing, because like that, like, even though I couldn't really have the limb separation, Archie asked me to play drums and stuff like that. Like that was all just something we just learned together. And then now, like, is a lot more natural. And I try to like, watch or listen to other stuff to try to help push me and this in different directions and to get us like, I don't know, just recording different stuff and trying new things, But yeah, like drumming, I think I definitely became a little bit more in love with just the idea of drum set, because like before, like I was a little like intimidated and maybe like I don't want to be like a drummer. Like I'm cool being like this mallet percussion person, maybe that's a little bit in a different level. But no, like it's all, I don't know, it's all the same. It's stuff you hit and it's fun. So I like to do it.
Definitely. What about you, Diego?
Yeah. So I mean, I played guitar. It's like was my main instrument, but like, yeah, I played since like I was in the 6th grade. My brother had taught me, and he was self-taught. So it was really just like learning like basic chords and how to read tabs. And from there, I just kind of learned things, I guess. But I played a lot more heavier music, took like a lot of like heavy metal back then. And I mean, I liked other kind of music too. But like musically, that's kind of like where I had came from. So this, I don't know, like playing in this band definitely helped me branch out into other stuff. And yeah, I mean, it definitely helped me like my musicianship, at least, I think, and be able to like write more. And I don't know, it's been a creative process. So like it's cool. It's a really cool thing. Yeah.
But I think it really showed on I think you guys made a Spotify playlist, and your music was like the most varied, like in terms of like music from like other countries, like Russian and all that stuff, like with Mocha Doma.
Oh yeah. I mean, I like the goth stuff. Europe's got a lot of cool stuff like that. So Mexico too, they got a lot of good goth music.
Oh yeah, Calaveras like went around. They went over there in California, I think.
Oh yeah, I must have missed that, but yeah, it's super cool. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, I like a lot of different kinds of music. It's cool. It keeps ideas fresh for me. So,
what about you, Archie?
I wanted to learn guitar because I liked Nirvana. I wanted to know how to play some Nirvana songs, and like I also wanted to, at that point, kind of be able to write my own songs. Just enough guitar to be able to do that. So I don't consider myself much of a guitar player, to be quite honest. I feel more like a songwriter. Like I play enough guitar just to get by, I think.
Yeah. Sorry, it looks like I'm like turning my head. It's because the screen, the way like the camera's positioned, I'm still getting used to this. I think I do agree with that, because with your music, it's kind of like a roller coaster where it goes like loud and soft. And I think it's something like, no, go on.
Well, I really like the like dynamics, playing with dynamics. A lot of bands that I listen to like to do that. So that's kind of made its way into our music. Like I think it makes it a little bit more interesting texturally to listen to experience, I guess.
What is the songwriting process with how is it like with all you guys?
Usually how it goes is like I'll come to the rest of the guys with like an idea, and like we'll have like rough idea of how like each part is supposed to go, and we'll kind of workshop it all together from there. Especially like as of recently, Like in the beginning, it was like I'm like, hey guys, I have a song. You're gonna play like this. You're gonna play this. You're gonna play this. And now it's more. I have this idea. You try this. Let's try this. And then it's like, oh, what if I do this? What if I do this? And it's a lot more collaborative now.
It's exciting because hold up. I was gonna ask you another question. Let me pick it out real quick on my phone. Who started the flower motif? Because I noticed on the album cover for Gradients, you have the sunflower. You have a song called Passiflora, and then you have a Dianthus. Who started all that stuff?
Oh, that was me. I'm really fascinated, I guess, by like flower imagery and stuff like that. I think it's really cool, and I think it's kind of like I don't know. I like having that kind of sort of delicate sort of imagery to kind of go along with the music. I guess not to show it's like that we're like delicate or anything like that, but I don't know. Like I think it's just really beautiful, and like there's like a whole like flower language or something. I guess like different flowers mean different things and things like that. So like for example, like with like Dianthus, it's like the two-toned carnation. It's like regret over like a lost love or something like that, not being able to share a love or something like that. And like Passiflora, that's like the flower from the passion fruit tree, the passion flower, and that can be made into a tea for like a natural sleep aid. And I don't know, like I guess like it became like that, the flower motif, but like at first it was just like, oh, I think that's kind of cool, so I just threw it in.
Oh, okay, because I tend to like think too much or think too deep about this stuff. So I'm like, I wonder what the meaning behind this is, and this is. So I'm like,
no, like there's definitely like that. I definitely appreciate that, just because well, with a lot of our art, I prefer that other people interpret it. I like hearing people's interpretation. That I specifically leave a lot of like lyrics kind of ambiguous because I want other people to put their meanings on it rather than like, oh, this song means this song means that.
And what about the rest of you guys? Like, what inspires you with the Archer own music? Like when it comes to like building your parts.
For me, honestly, it's been like the rest of these guys, you know, like I mean, I don't want to speak for everybody else, but
that's not good.
Yeah, personally, like the style, like for the bass playing, it like the only way I could describe like where it comes from is like it's from them, you know, from playing with them for so long, and just the way that the songs tend to go, you know.
That's pretty good. Yeah. I mean, yeah, we all have our own influences that we brought into this, but like I feel like definitely the sound's been developed over time, and like yeah, it's like I don't know, for us too, it's like it's our own reference point, you know, or like if I'm going to introduce like an idea, it's like something that would, you know, at least most of the time, something that makes sense within like what we kind of sound like. Or like if it builds on it, it's like it's something different, but it goes, or it, you know, like I don't know. And I mean, I think that's the creative thing where we're kind of constantly, I think, even just like in jams and stuff, like the way we jam, like maybe like this year is very different than like last year or like the year before, you know, and especially I think even touring for me helps with that because you're playing the same set every single day, maybe not the exact same set, but a lot of the same songs, and like even for me, I get to like experiment with that like on a daily basis a lot of the time, so even that's like kind of helped. But yeah, those are the influences for me for sure.
What about you, Pedro?
No, I would say the same. Yeah,
Same.
like just playing with them. Yeah, because like I mean, I could drop names about who influences who and all this, and like where we get a lot of our stuff from. But like in the end, like that stuff kind of like melts away once we're like together, because like all of that like meshed together is us, you know. So like it's a bit hard to like say what exactly is influencing, but for sure a big focal point for this is just working off of each other, you know, and taking what we listen to just in what we like, and then just putting it into there, like finding a space for it in here.
How would you describe, I guess, the Archer O sound that you guys have created?
Oh,
We always just kind of tell people it's like surfy indie garage, and I feel like that kind of encapsulates it pretty well. it's because it's like kind of garagey, and it's like it's not super indie, but it's I guess indie. And then we got like a touch of surf in there, like surf influence.
Yeah, because I was looking at your music, and it's very evolved throughout the years. Let's see, I can look at it real quick. Hopefully I don't press anything wrong. Because with each release, you kind of like solidified what your sound was. Because with the first album I saw was where is it? Or was it the second? No, it was where is it? With Not Promising, not so promising. Sorry about that. With Pastel Flora, it sounded so different from Sea Lamp and Intense and Care, and that sounded like the rest of your music. Like it started evolving, and it reached that point where like that's your sound.
Right. So I guess it's just kind of like, yeah, you start off by trying to write songs like other songs that you like, and then from there you kind of figure out like what you like, and then that's how I guess the songs have ended up the way that they are. So yeah, in the beginning it's like, oh, we like kind of like the Beatles and stuff like that, like Dick Dale, and like, but I also like bands like the Districts, and I don't know, I guess I was trying to write songs like that.
Now, out of curiosity, you guys are like really promoting that show at the Belasco, right?
Yes.
Was it coincidental that some of your music from the newest album is like really Western themed on top of the surf?
It's entirely intentional. So like I at least I like to be kind of dramatic about it and like all theatrical with our headlining shows, because like us like headlining shows like this is still like a fairly new thing for us. So I'm like, oh, I should have like a theme. It should have like a name. It shouldn't just be like, oh, come see us at this show. It's like, this is this show. It's like an event. So like when we headlined at the Glass House, I was like, oh, like that's like a huge deal for us. I'm like, I don't even know if we'd be able to do it. So I'm like, let's call it Arturo Summits the Glass House. Like it's an impossible task, like summiting a mountain for us. But I'm like, oh, that'd be cool. It's like a movie. And then for this next one, I'm like, oh, we have like the spaghetti Western kind of thing going on with some of our songs. Like, I think it'd be cool if we made like another movie poster and call it Arturo Returns to the West and kind of tie it in with like one of our songs, The Western Surf.
Yeah. No, it was great. It's great marketing because I'm seeing those TikToks show up everywhere. Like not just on my personal account, but like also like other accounts I have for like other stuff just for fun. And it's been like popping up. You guys, Shirley Temple, of course, because you're really like hitting that stuff.
Yeah, we're really trying to like just blast it all out there, get the word out that this is our biggest show yet. You know, like we really want it to be memorable, and we want it to be a good one. We want as many people as possible to come.
We wanted to sell out.
Yeah, well, that's the goal, right?
How close are you guys to that goal?
We're on the way.
You're on the way.
We're selling. We're trying to sell as many tickets as possible.
I hope you guys record it because I would love to see the Moshing Cowboys.
Oh, hopefully, yeah. Because we're also encouraging people to be part of the event and by dressing up.
Immerse themselves in the experience.
Western theme.
It's I don't know. I like that we do stuff this way. It feels like we're putting on a party. You know, it's like
because that's what it is.
Yeah,
it's really big.
It's just it's fun. You know, I feel like it makes it a lot more fun than just like going to another show. Because I definitely burn myself out on shows. I go to like a lot of shows. Typically,
it's a show, but it also feels like a celebration. You know?
Yeah. It's the return of you guys back home.
Well, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, thankfully. Made it back in one piece. But yeah.
What kind of crazy encounters did you have during the tour?
What kind of what?
Crazy stuff happened during the tour. Because you said you made it back in one piece.
Oh, well, yeah, just a long way, but I mean,
yeah, I mean, for one, like that snowstorm that we got caught in Utah, where we had I was driving and I was like, I'm pulling us over. Like, like I don't want to drive in the snow. And then we pull over and we're snowed in, and now we're all at
a rest stop.
Yeah, hanging out at a rest stop with some strangers, and they're all
we're making like
really
like
questionable.
That it was a bunch of different food all mashed together. It was a hot meal though.
It was delicious. It was truly delicious.
Yeah.
And then I think the next morning when we were driving, we saw like a bunch of cars like in the ditch.
Oh,
Yeah, that was rough. That was rough.
That like they thought they could tough it out.
Hell no.
No,
Sorry.
no, that stuff scares me because I went to go see the Cure at Austin, and there was just like this like really bad like thunderstorm, and there was like going toward. Oh, I'm not. You guys might have seen it. Between the Valley and San Antonio, there's like a place called George West. A little bit before that, there's like a bridge, and this like two semi trucks hit each other and they fell off the
Oh.
road.
Damn.
And we're like all that is like hill area, so like it just like went down. And I don't know. That's so scary.
No, yeah. Very real.
Dangerous as hell.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Driving is definitely the most dangerous part of touring.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
And like the amount of people that we run into, the amount of people that, you know, just happen to be there along our day. Like, you don't know who's
Mhm.
got bad intentions or even, you know, a lot of bands get their stuff jacked on tour.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that happened to that happened to you guys, right? Or,
No,
like,
not,
was it
not,
two- or Shirley Temple?
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
We got some of our merch.
Not as bad. That was like a few like sweaters, you know.
yeah,
or
we,
something like
we got
that.
we got some sweaters stolen, but like, you know, thankfully
No equipment, no
Yeah.
like
No
anything.
equipment.
We're still
of
able to-
value.
we're
to
still
us.
able to go to the next show and play.
Yeah. And like, you know, stuff like that, even in like past tours, like we'd hear about like other bands that are on tour at the same time, sometimes not even too
Mhm.
far from like where we're at any given point. And like they'll get in like an accident of some sort, or, you know, like, I don't know, we'll hear things like that and we're just like, dang, like we've gotten lucky, I guess, too.
Yeah.
Where we've never really had, you know, they got, or like someone gets COVID or something,
Oh, yeah.
especially back then, and like you'd have to like cancel
Ooh.
a bunch of shows and
Or
Like,
the van breaking down.
yeah, or like stuff like that,
Things
and
we do like to-
and I mean it's a lot of there's a lot of variables, I guess, but yeah, that, I mean, we're back in one piece, you know. That's considering all that, yeah, it's just appreciated that like first and foremost, everyone's just safe, you know. But
Yeah, and we're not like mad at each other or nothing.
yeah, we're still friends.
How different is it, like, because I'm not sure like if you guys live together or not, but like how different is that from like being together in the van?
It is different. It's very different. You know, everybody's got their fuses. You know, like it's not like walking on eggshells around any of us, but
Mhm.
like for sure, you know, everybody's got their like their things about them.
Yeah, and if we're like tired and hungry and irritable, sometimes it's hot, sometimes
yeah.
it's cold. Like,
Cold,
you know,
yeah.
it's just yeah, the conditions can make it a little trickier, I think. But
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, like I'd say that's the main thing. Also, it's like, you know, it's like having roommates, but like, you know, our rooms are just like a certain section of a van. And, you know, like we kind of touched into it already a little, but
Mhm.
yeah, no, but I mean, it's different, but like it's definitely not like terrible.
Yeah.
You know, it's not
Yeah.
it's manageable. I feel like we're all
I think it's because we don't take ourselves too serious.
Okay.
We're all pretty quick to make a joke and stuff, and to just always be joking around.
yeah.
So
Yeah, I
that-
think humor's a great diffuser.
For sure.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's not fun until like someone takes it a little too far, and then it's kind of like, ooh.
Yeah, and like even then, you know, we don't take it too seriously. Like we can diffuse if you know, pretty quickly or amicably. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just communication.
Yeah.
You know, just having open communication with everybody, and I guess just the fact that we're all really good friends. You know,
Yeah.
like we all understand each other. We all, you know one another on a very deeper level than your normal, you know, I guess hired musicians, because some bands, you know, they hire people to play for them. You know,
That's true.
Oh
and they're
yeah,
not-
right.
and they're
More
not-
transactional.
yeah, and they're not friends. So like, this is all fairly organic, you know, and I think because of that, like that just helps it grow even more and allows us to travel and experience.
stick through shit.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
No, yeah.
we were already friends. You know,
Uh-huh, yeah.
Before the band even started, we were all we all knew each other kind of like individually. Like
Yeah.
like I knew all of these guys already, but not together. You know.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
okay.
I mean, it turned out all right.
Yeah, and then, you know, because of the previous tours, like, you know, learning from the Red Pears, not only on like how to tour, like, but also like, you know, actually how to just live with each other, you know, like it's all very blueprint, you
Yeah.
know, for the, you know, them, for us, you know, so
And
Mhm.
every tour we learn more too. Like it's always a learning experience. So
Yeah.
it gets easier.
What advice would you give to like younger bands? Because I mean, not everybody has reached this like the state of touring. How would you like? What advice would you give them to like have that open communication? Because you are right. Because I noticed like I hung out with like bands that are original music and then bands that are like cover bands, and cover bands you don't really have that like bonding because it's just like musicians being hired for gigs, and sometimes they just pull people from different areas. What advice would you give for bands that I guess that are doing original music and like how to handle their differences and then how to just have fun?
I guess like what we've just been saying, like it's really important that you be friends first. I think, because like every band's different, right? Different things work for different people, but for us at least, it's like just kind of remembering that's like, we're friends, we're people before we're musicians. Like it's you can't play a good set if you're like mad about something, or if you're not friends with who's supposed to have your back, I guess, on stage. If you don't have each other's backs, normally, why would it be the same when you're playing?
Yeah, true.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and just like knowing that like when you're on the road, like you're all you have, like once that, I guess, that kind of clicks for you, and like you can understand that like at that point when you're on tour, like this is your family, like that stuff like that, like little, I guess, petty, I don't know, annoyances, stuff like that kind of just disappears because you make that realization.
Were there certain experiences where you actually felt that, where you said like, oh cool, like this is actually a band, like this is not just a band, but this is like actually a family? Did you each have those kind of moments?
I think all the time. Usually when we're like suffering.
Yeah, we'll just end up in laughter by the end of it. We'll be just cracking jokes,
like getting snowed in. Like it's moments like that the family aspect for sure shines, and like I don't know, we all feel it.
Yeah,
and we all connect through it.
Or like the show we had in New Orleans.
Oh,
that was wicked. Yeah, I mean it was hardly a show, but we all agree. Well, it's because like
it was just like a weird experience. It was just weird, and like they kind of just there was like, oh, there's no sound guy. Here's the soundboard. One of y'all have to be a door guy, and it was just kind of like this. Like,
they just kind of gave us the space, and we're like, well, it's your space, so go ahead, do what you want. Know.
Yeah. It was a bad show, but like we all agreed. We're like, man, this show sucks, but. It's not even a bad day because we're all here just kind of hanging out.
Right. Manny, who does merch, was like chilling the whole time.
Oh my god!
Rather than letting it get us down, we're just kind of like
laughing about it.
See the positives.
Definitely. And Manny's a great person because he really helped me out when you guys were like packing in. Him and I were just talking, and he really helped me like out with the expectations of a promoter, because you're right. Like some shows are good, some shows are kind of iffy, and I think his advice was really useful. So if you guys see him again, let him know that I'm really thankful for all that stuff.
Of course.
Sick.
Yeah, we see him pretty often. I think at least one of us does. So
yeah, we love Manny.
Yeah,
he's awesome.
He's also a really, really good friend of all of us at this point.
Yeah, and I know you guys really appreciate him because I have, not to like put down anybody else, but I have dealt with like other bands managers, and some of them are just like, that's one thing where like
rough.
They take forever to reply when it comes to communication. They're not really receptive. So I'm like, what do I do now? And it just becomes a whole mess.
Of course.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Manny's he's awesome. He's like a part of this at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was his first time being a tour manager, and like he knocked it out of the park with that.
Yeah,
for sure.
Oh, definitely. No, he did a great job. It's just like, to think that was his first tour is crazy, because I mean he
He seemed like he'd done it before, huh?
yeah.
With the slacks and the button-up shirts.
Man, it's so nice.
He's a whole adult.
So awesome.
Yeah. No, because he seems kind of intimidating, like when you first see him, because he's really tall and everything. But then, like when you actually talk with him, it's kind of like, okay, he's cool.
Oh yeah, that guy's a sweetheart, like for sure.
Yeah.
We kind of,
he's our boy.
It kind of helps though that he's a little intimidating, right? So that people don't try to shortchange us or
something.
Yeah. No, that's the first thing I was thinking of. Like they probably got him because of his build.
Yes.
No, that was just coincidence.
Yeah.
It just happens to help, I guess.
No,
It's
it
all-
definitely does because I mean, same thing happens with me where some people think I'm like mad all the time or like intimidating, but like I'm not. Like just once you talk to me, it becomes a whole different experience.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
this actually happened when I used to work at Home Depot. Some customers would they would like argue to my manager saying like, oh, like whenever he helps me, he looks like he's mad. And they would constantly have to tell him like, no, like that's how he looks like that's
Freaking Home Depot customers, bro. What are they doing, bro?
yeah, I know.
The project's not even gonna work out. Watch, you're helping them, and like they're not even gonna work. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
All right.
like I'm always trying to help out people and like I don't know, it's just weird. So yeah, I mean having Manny with you guys that really helps.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It helped us too. Yeah.
Yeah, it made the tour a lot smoother than,
For sure.
than
Yeah.
I think like the last one.
And how are you guys feeling about the Velasco show so far?
We're excited for it, so like hopefully as many people.
It's gonna be awesome.
How
Yeah.
big?
Yeah.
How is that theater? Because obviously I never been over there, but like how is that theater?
I've never been
I've
in
actually
there.
never.
Yeah,
I've never been inside the Belasco, but
Yeah.
I've seen pictures and it looks really nice.
I know of bands that have played there, and it's
Yeah.
like they're usually well established, you
Oh,
know,
damn.
type groups. Like just recently, like I think in either April or something or March, I think
Mhm.
this band Fleet Foxes headlined there, and so it was wild that show got announced, and then I knew that we hadn't announced our show yet, but we were going to, and it was crazy to think, see the
Yeah.
correlation there. You know?
This big hardcore band from like I think they're from like San Jose or something, but they're called
Mhm.
Drain. They're getting a lot of attention right now too. But they're playing like the day before us. So
Oh,
like
wow.
yeah,
Jack
so-
White played there a couple months ago.
Yeah, no,
Grills?
there's definitely a lot of cool acts they get. So it's cool to I guess like
It's a fancy
yeah,
place.
yeah to just be able to do something there. Yeah.
Did you guys ever think when you were first starting the band that you would reach this point?
We hoped for it, but
Yeah.
I wasn't sure. Like we weren't positive.
Dreamt of it.
Yeah,
but
we were like,
Mm.
wouldn't it be cool if we did this? Wouldn't it be cool if we did that?
Yeah, I don't think there's
Yeah.
a band that doesn't do that.
Of course,
a little
that's
bit.
the whole, that's like the whole point, right?
We
Yeah.
definitely didn't want to stay in the backyards forever.
yeah.
But
Oh,
like
definitely.
As cool as they are, but
at one point,
Yeah.
that was like the most important thing to us: just getting on a show, getting on a
Yeah.
backyard show, getting on something.
wouldn't it be cool if we could actually play a show?
I remember being like,
Yeah, isn't that how you guys started? Where you couldn't get shows in the beginning, but then like you start making your own shows.
yeah, that was how we were just like begging people to put us on their backyard show. I was like, Pedro, I know if we just get on a backyard show, things will look up.
Yeah.
It'll get buzz going.
And like no one would ever reply. Like, you know what? I'm like, we have to
Yeah.
throw our own. That's the only way we're ever gonna do this. So like, yeah, we threw a couple shows at my house, and
Mhm.
that did seem to get the ball rolling.
Damn,
Yeah.
that's amazing seeing you guys. Like, I wish I could have seen you guys in the beginning, but like
No, you
catching you guys now.
we're not.
I didn't know you.
No.
I'm sorry.
Like,
We weren't that good. There's
I promise.
there's some old
no,
videos.
this is where I
Yeah.
disagree because there's been bands where I see them early on in their stages, and you could it's rough around the edges, but I can tell like you can see the potential in bands.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I think no, I disagree with you guys on that one. No, because like if you guys if you could tell bands like real put together, even if regardless how bad they sound in the beginning, because I mean you're not gonna have the best equipment, you're not gonna have like the best stuff right in general, but when you when you see the passion in a musician, like you can really tell like okay, these people are gonna go far.
That's true.
That's sweet. Yeah, I mean, if there's one thing in those videos that comes out for sure is that
Passion.
we're passionate. Because man, we were for like the drums. We were using a cooler for a drum seat. We were using a tripod with a shoelace and a battery for cymbal stand.
Yeah.
Oh,
Everything was all duct tape.
yeah,
together.
heads.
Yeah.
Dude, heads were broken. We were like, you just flip that shit over.
Just
You know? Flip on the bottom. You're cool. You're chilling. Like no, like but
Yes, which is one of the reasons why we had the banner to cover up the big in the front of the drum.
yeah,
Oh my
But-
god,
for sure. Passion is key to those videos, if anything. You know,
Passion was
are they online or no?
There's some videos online if you look.
Yeah.
you dig deep enough.
Yeah, you'll
Yeah.
find them.
Just Arturo. Put that on YouTube. You'll find them.
You sort by upload date.
The decent one would actually be that
Smart.
that Broken Sun session.
There's-
'Cause we had that banger on
I feel
there.
like that one's pretty good.
That one's
Yeah.
pretty
That one. I feel like that one was good.
Yeah, that's
No, but there's videos of
There's
us at the art walk.
Yeah, there's
we're like
yeah, the live
three-piece.
rock
Yeah,
stuff.
There's videos of us
at Miguel's house.
Oh, yeah.
that,
Oh, yeah.
up by Sunnymead.
There's a bass drum video.
in front of the
Videos.
RV.
Oh,
Yeah, that one is rough.
where Punker Mike, he's there too. Yeah.
There's a handful of videos where I'm like,
The swimming pool.
yeah, there's the one where we're playing in a swimming pool. Or,
Yeah, I was playing drums that day, and I was struggling.
We were all struggling.
but we were trying our best.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess,
Yeah.
just get started as, like, advice to other people, I guess, because,
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah.
you'll get better.
Don't need anything else other than passion.
Yeah.
No,
And a
definitely
shoelace.
because my God. No, I definitely agree with that because some bands I think they get discouraged when they don't get shows in the beginning because I know I seen because like
Oh,
when
yeah.
I do the interview like I usually get smaller bands to start off with because they gotta have that initial push and sometimes I think bands give up because they don't get shows in the beginning and if they just stick it out for a little bit longer they actually make it and they start getting shows.
It's definitely like a consistency thing, and like it believing in yourself. And sometimes it does get hard to believe in yourself.
Mhm.
It's just kind of like just finding the
motivation.
motivation and the will to keep going.
And I think, like,
Oh, sorry.
so I was just going to say, like, I think for me too, like, playing the music itself and, like, working on the music is, like, the grounding thing through it all. Cause, you know, it's like, okay, well, it's a little rough, but, you know, we'll just keep writing and keep playing, you know, keep making music. And, you know, I think that's, like, kind of the optimistic thing. Like, as long as you keep doing it, then you're not really, then you haven't lost, you know, like, if you're still trying, basically. Not to be like a motivational poster or nothing, but like, yeah, I don't know. That's the way I kind of always saw it.
No, I agree. I mean, there's a reason why these cliches exist in the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see. I have another
Thanks
one.
for coming to our TED Talk.
Yeah.
No, yeah, but like sometimes you got to have that because, again, we're people, so we all struggle with all this stuff. And specifically with you guys as musicians, there's certain struggles you guys go through that others as well they can learn from.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry about that.
pretty good.
Yeah, it's because yesterday was my sister's graduation, so I'm like still getting messages about that stuff going on.
Oh nice.
Congratulations.
Congrats, sir.
Yeah.
It's scary how time passes by really quick.
Oh yeah.
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 Because I was
Sounds like
thinking
my
about this for a
biggest
while. When you're in your teens, I mean, the milestones are like you become 18, so you can start voting, smoking, whatever. The next one's 21. You can start drinking. You can start driving with the other one. But then afterwards, there's not really a milestone where, for me, time feels like it's going faster because you're not waiting for anything. You're no longer waiting for Christmas because I mean, you're already an adult. You're going to work,
Mm-hmm.
and,
So
and
you
to me,
get
it feels
yourself
like
presents. I get you.
yeah. But I guess like time really goes. Time feels like quicker once you like pass your your mid 20s and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It becomes a blur.
No, honestly, and I think more so, I guess now because like we go on these tours, like when we went like on the first like 2 tours, like we were trying to like push, I guess, a journaling thing within the band. But really, the most accurate journaler or writer was the writer himself.
The writer
so,
himself.
Like, but like that stuff kind of, I don't know. This recent tour, it seemed like he didn't really fall into that stuff anymore.
I was tired.
Yeah, so like
I was tired.
so like like we come out of these shows late, we're driving late hours, we go and work out if we have the time for it. Like we it's just rough to, I guess, find the time to like actually record. And so that makes sense. Like it's time really that makes everything just kind of blur by. Even now I feel like the tour happened fast, and when we were on the tour, like I felt like it was dragging. But now that it's gone, like I'm like, dang,
was like 2 months gone.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Damn.
like longer.
That's what I'm saying.
I want to keep going. I want to keep seeing more places.
We're not done with the tour yet. We got one more day. It's still going. It's still going.
No, true facts. But no, like it's
One
weird.
more day to Alaska.
Yeah, it's weird to I don't know see that like kind of effect happen, but it really just falls into like we just get so caught up, you know, in our stuff, getting through where we're going to, like place to place, you know, having to be on a schedule. It's just that should just falls by.
How does it differ? Like once you get off the I know like when you're traveling with planes, you get jet lag. Is there a similar effect once you guys get off the tour? Like you're no longer touring, so it's just like your body's trying to adjust, going back to normal.
Oh,
It's rough. It is
A
rough.
little bit.
Getting back for me, I'm probably for everybody, but it's kind of like you're in the rhythm of drive, get there, and then do your job, and then keep driving, and then you get there the next day, and then you go and do your job, and then when you get back and you finally get to relax, it's like it kind of, when you're on tour, it seems like you want to relax, but then when you get back and you're actually relaxing, it's like you don't know what to do. Like it kind of seems like the day is just kind of like you're running out of time for something, but there's nothing. you know?
Yeah.
Mhm.
on that survival mode for so long.
Yeah,
Kind of-
it's definitely
kind of
that sense
like
of
the
urgency.
routine. Yeah.
Yeah. But
For me, like tour, like leaving to go to tour is a tough transition, and then coming back is a tough transition too. And like I kind of just came back, and then like the day or the day after, I just went back to work. So it was also just tough, just getting into
That
my
rhythm.
work schedule, like that rhythm
Yeah.
again. And like for me, I was like, yeah, like I didn't really get to fully rest until like that weekend, the weekend after I got back. That's how I just, I slept for like 13, 14 hours straight or something. Like,
Damn.
yeah, I scared myself. I was like, what time is it? Like, yeah, I was super distorted. Like, I woke up into the next day from like going to bed like at like 6 or something or 5. And I didn't like wake up once in the middle of the night. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, I don't know, but no, I mean it's they're just transitions. Like afterwards, it's another routine. You know, it's less demanding.
No, yeah, I get curious about that stuff because like you guys have such a different lifestyle from what most people go through. So I find that stuff really interesting.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah,
It's interesting to go through with.
yeah.
I prefer it really.
Yeah.
And what are your plans like after this?
After what? The Belasco?
I guess so.
I guess just keep
Keep riding.
keep going, keep writing music, trying to release music, and then going out to play it for people.
Yeah,
It's more of the same.
I think the biggest thing for us right now, I think, is for sure the new music or wanting to write new music.
especially because the album, those songs are like so old.
Yeah,
Now
technically.
we're finally able to get them out, and then like, okay,
Mhm.
Now they're out, so
now they're out. We toured them.
we can do other stuff now.
We're free. Let's
Yeah.
keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like our manager is really pushing us to record stuff professionally.
They keep us on track. We get distracted.
For
I
sure.
heard you guys were recording with Audacity in the beginning.
Yeah, like Easy As was recorded on Audacity, and like
Yeah.
that was the one that did the best. So like,
Yeah.
Crazy.
I think it's really interesting. Yeah,
Mhm.
we're just kind of grinding, like doing with whatever we could.
Yeah.
Did you guys know that was to be your biggest song or no?
No,
Definitely not.
we just kind of, it's like, oh, it's a song that we're putting out. Here you go.
Yeah, I don't think anybody really knows like that. You know, anybody who has a song that hit,
Mhm.
I don't think anybody actually knows this is gonna be the one. You know?
Yeah. You know, sometimes we think a song's gonna do better than it really ever does.
Oh
And we're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
and we're like, man,
Mm.
like,
I know that's how we do it.
yeah, like,
Which-
I really like. I like playing that song. That's crazy. That's like, yeah, I don't know, but you know, everyone's got their different preferences. I guess it's hard to see. I don't know. Maybe we just don't have a grasp on like on some of the stuff. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's all music. It's fun to play. So
Mhm.
That's a great way to finish it.
which Which songs did you guys think was gonna like pop up, but it didn't?
Drawings.
Drawings.
We're really proud of that song. We're like, oh, this song's gonna do so well, and then people were just like, thanks, it's a cool song.
Yeah, we worked so hard on it, and like it was so long before we actually were like content and like, yes, it's finished now. We did a freaking music video for it and everything, and like. And it didn't do as we thought. As we thought. I mean, it did good.
People liked it.
People do, especially in the live shows.
Oh yeah, live.
They're super fun.
That one is fun as hell. Yeah.
But yeah, like I guess on streams and all that, it's didn't pick up as much. But but no, I personally really like Glass off of the Dianthus EP. It's like super fuzzy and like it's just like it's a short song too. It's I don't know. To me, it's fun, but like, yeah, that got overlooked by a lot of people. Like a lot of people, I'll bring it up sometimes. They're like, "Which one's that one?"
Yeah,
and I'm like, yeah, go play it. Well, listen, but like, but it's I like that one, but like that's just my own taste, But
what about you? What about the others? Like, what do you guys like? Which songs do you guys like really enjoy from your catalog?
Like playing or listening to?
Let's do both.
All right.
I really like Dianthus is cool.
Yeah.
To play and to listen to, but I guess out of a lot of our stuff, I for sure like Red Clouds.
Clouds.
Yeah, I like listening and I like playing that song.
Yeah, me too. I think Red Clouds is probably my favorite.
Yeah.
What makes it you guys' favorites?
Just the intensity, probably.
Yeah, it's intense.
Just being able to kind of let loose with that song. It's kind of dark, and just being able to there's a lot of like impact points in that song.
Oh yeah, for sure. And then we usually like that's listening to it and then playing it. Like we usually close with that one, So that one's got to be all
crazy,
dramatic. Yeah,
dramatic.
It's super fun.
For sure.
Yeah, and like that song's pretty simple on guitar too. I do a lot of the same chords, but like, yeah, it's more about like how you play it or the fun you have with it, like on stage. That's it. Outside of that, I like playing stuff that lets me like have a lot of open space to fuck around in like a live setting. So that's always fun. I can like, mess with effects. I like delay. I like a lot of psych rock stuff. So, sometimes I don't know, especially in live shows, like I'll just see it like new opportunities to like just try different stuff or like just mess around. I'll be like, oh, it'd be sick if I just did this. I've never done this before, but I'm just having this idea right now because Pedro happened to play this thing a certain way and it gave me the idea. So like stuff like that, and like and yeah, I mean that's always like more involved for me, and so like that gets fun, especially if you're playing sets every day, like on a tour or something. But yeah, anything with like delay on it, like delay and fuzz is always cool. I don't know. So I like those kinds of sounds from the leads.
No, I appreciate that too, because some bands, they stick exactly to what their song is when they're performing it, and sometimes some bands like to experiment with their sound, even if it doesn't sound exactly like the recordings.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I kind of like to get a little weird with it.
Yeah.
Just a little.
Which would have been like your best your favorite performances on the tour, where you really went all out?
Brooklyn was probably really cool.
Yeah,
Brooklyn was really high. Montreal was really cool.
Yeah, I think Montreal was actually one of the best performances.
Really surprising.
Yeah, it was on a weekday too.
Was it? What was it actually?
Yeah, it was like on a Monday or Tuesday or something like that. Because remember, it was Easter Monday. It was the Monday after Easter. Cause
really?
We pulled up.
Oh yeah, because I was like, they do Easter.
Yeah, yeah, the Notre Dame place. Yeah, I remember that shit. Y'all said it was packed.
Yeah. Pretty good show.
Yeah. That was a fun show.
I liked Boise playing Tree Floor.
Boise.
Tree Floor was
It was pretty wild.
Yeah,
that was a good performance too.
Yeah,
and we have it on GoPro footage.
Oh wow!
and song.
What makes these performances elevated from like a typical performance?
I think just like how we feel.
Yeah, that's a big thing. Like
so, like if like the crowd's really receptive, or like in the case of Montreal where we were surprised by how many people were there and ready to see us, then we kind of it kind of pushes us a little bit more to play a little bit harder, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, and sometimes it'll be kind of like spontaneous too. Like even like I know someday, especially with you like reserving your voice to like, make that last. You'd be like, okay, well let's not do this one. It's a bit too high energy. We'll say that for another show.
Oh yeah.
And then the show will kind of surprise us. Or like there's a lot of people or people are super excited and we're like, and then you'll just be like, no, yeah, we're just slap it back on there. Like, so I don't know. It's cool. It's cool when like people have an effect on that too,
Yes.
No, yeah, because I hear people talk about like where some bands they really like feed off the crowd, and sometimes people that's like what really gives you your motivation to that stuff. And there's like some bands where they tell me like, oh no, like I can do it without the crowd. I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, the crowd for sure helps a lot.
Key.
Yeah. Like even then, even if the crowd's not like super receptive or if they don't know who we are, then we're also like, well, we came here to play, so let's play, And like it's sometimes you can bring it out of them, or like you'll have a certain you'll think they'll like maybe didn't like enjoy the show that much or something, but like maybe they're just tired that day or just chill, and yeah, they'll just like talk to you afterwards and be like, oh yeah, that was super cool. So I don't know. I try not to have too much expectations, I guess.
So lower down lower your expectations. Cool.
I mean, hold on.
Wait.
I mean, like, not just in terms of like what I expect like from the show, because like you never, at least for us too, like we don't, like we also mentioned this is our first like national headlining tour. So in a lot of these places, I really was even surprised that there was like even people at the show sometimes, like it'd be like our first time in like a certain area, but
Like in where were we? Columbus.
yeah.
Oh yeah, South Carolina.
Yeah,
There was a good amount of people there. They're like, that's weird. Okay.
Yeah.
Which place surprises you the most when it comes to like the amount of people that showed up?
Surprised us?
For me, it was Montreal.
Yeah.
Montreal.
I think
Montreal was the
Yeah.
biggest surprise.
yeah, because that was our first time
Ever.
out of the country.
Yeah, that's a whole different country.
Oh, yes, Canada.
Yeah.
And it was a Monday, and like, I don't know, it was a good amount of people that were there.
And then like apparently we didn't know this until afterwards, but like TikTok is banned over there. So like
Gross.
there's no like
We can't go TikTok live over there.
yeah, we couldn't like
I was like making TikToks trying to like promote the show, but like those TikToks weren't going to our targeted audience.
yeah.
They were just going
wow.
to everyone else. It's silly.
Yeah.
That's crazy because I know like certain states are like starting to ban that right now.
Yeah, it's silly.
Really?
Yeah, because many of the bands I've been finding after you guys performed, I started looking to more like SoCal bands. So there's so much great stuff on TikTok. I mean, obviously saw you guys, Shirley Temple. There's bands like Cleo, The Hades, and a bunch of others. Make Out Reef. There's like there's a lot of great bands over there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
Mhm.
A lot.
That makes it kind of hard. Yeah, it makes it a little tough too.
What bands would you guys like recommend listening to? Because I really want to get into the SoCal area. Actually, I plan to visit maybe next year because some bands have invited me over, and I'm excited because I love your guys' sound. So like, it's exciting.
Yeah.
Let us know when you're out here.
Well, he's asking what bands.
Make Out
Yeah,
Reef
like what bands?
is-
Like
Make Out
what
Reef
bands?
is definitely.
What bands or like venues? Like what should we check out? Like if you want to like get into the SoCal area.
Oh, okay. So then, if you like the sort of kind of like garage punky sort of sound that we kind of go with sometimes, like I said, Make Out Reef is a good one. Bed is a really good band.
Oh yeah, man.
Wayward goes along with that. It's really good.
Let me write some of that down.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Mexican Slumber Hats is pretty good too.
They're making waves.
Oh, yeah.
They're on tour right now, I think. But they also released like a 30-song album from like the pandemic and like sometimes surrounding that kind of like time where people were just kind of like pocketing a lot of music, I guess, because I don't know the reasons, but it's pretty good. It's a long listen, but like it's there's a lot of cool stuff from that album. I've been listening to it a lot. Other bands, there's a lot of them. I don't know.
Or is it like specific, like I guess like interviewers over there? Because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people who interview you guys. So like, that would probably be like a reference point of like, okay, follow this person, you'll find all these bands.
Oh yeah, you get
Unquiet.
Unquiet. Yeah,
Yes, see Chad's home.
It used to be called
Yeah.
Chad's Home. Unquiet Live.
Yeah, they're
They always have like really cool and interesting acts on there.
Mhm.
And the questions that Chad asks, they're like always like really like insightful and stuff like that. Like you can tell that he's done his homework.
yeah. I'm always surprised how well versed he is on like every artist that he invites. But they're good interviews. Yeah, they're good sessions.
Mhm.
high quality too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Robert Teps
Oh yeah,
does the camera video work for that, and all of his work's super cool. Like
Yeah,
I
because
feel
some
like
of those
everyone.
interviews you guys had were like really amazing with the audio, with the production, like the video quality and all stuff. It's amazing.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
absolutely.
He's one of them.
yeah. All his work's really good.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm not sure how much you guys have because I don't want to like take up too much of your time.
That's all we got right now.
Yeah. No, I just want to make sure I don't like take up too much of your time because I also have my stuff and then I'm pretty sure you guys have stuff going on.
No,
sure.
Yeah.
The last question I usually ask my guests is like, what's your favorite part of the podcast?
Of this podcast.
Yeah.
Probably being able to reminisce
Yeah.
with everybody.
No, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
this-
Being able to talk to you about all of this stuff. It's been a
Mhm.
good time. We've been having some good laughs.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
It's taking me a time to like adjust because again I'm so used to like having face to face because there's a different experience when it's on like this camera thing compared to like being in the same room.
Of course.
No.
Don't
Yeah.
worry. Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is a good setup. I like yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
I like that we fit in the frame.
Yeah.
I know you guys.
You know?
Same, and the fact that your microphone's pretty great.
Yeah. That's good. I'm glad to hear it.
Have you
Same.
recorded on this mic before?
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of mic is it?
This the Scarlett Solo Studio, whatever.
Yeah. God. Oh my God.
Didn't even do nothing.
Yeah, we recorded a lot of our songs on this setup with like just two microphones. I think we did Passaflora with this setup like this.
Yeah.
We recorded Dianthus and Easy Eyes with this microphone.
It's amazing, and I mean, it really shows that you don't need like super top equipment to make really great songs.
No, definitely.
Not at all.
Yeah.
It helps though, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, obviously. Yeah.
It does.
Well, thank you guys. I appreciate you guys for being on this podcast. It means a lot because, again, when I first started off, like I was like panicking, very nervous because I really enjoyed you guys especially when you guys were here in McAllen, and just in general, like you guys are you're really talented. Like keep up with the TikTok lives and all that stuff. I mean, for me, it's an honor to have you guys on.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
Thank you,
Mhm.
truly.
And that show with McCann was really fun.
Yeah.
It was.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
I hope to have you guys on again, and hopefully this time around, I actually want to take you guys out to eat instead of just like buying food.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah, because
Cool,
I gave that same offer to Shirley Temple because they're coming. Oh, I shouldn't be saying that. I'll get
Damn.
that part off.
That's cool. That thing we don't know about right now.
Yeah.
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 If you guys come back, I would love to have you guys. I would love to have you guys back on, and I would really. There's a lot of great places to eat here, so just let me know what stuff you guys love eating, and I'll bring it.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks
So,
for having us.
Thanks, Joe.